Uterevu nnyo abali ku mukutu ogwa Uganda y'enkyamba n'ezannyo n'emibaza gyonna gye mutuusizaako engalo nze muzukulu wa Gabonga Moses wamala straight to the point. Batulaba of course okusinziira amawanga gatali gamu diaspora abali mu Asia, abali mu Africa, abali Europe, North and South America mwebale kutugoberera. Today, okay, I want to have an up close before we go into the show. Of course, an up close Kunsonga ya Sanya Mudin, who protested the 2 years detention without trial in the court martial, and he was violently removed from the dock. Okay. Akavidiyo ako nduza tukalabi nga kasasanira emikutu emigatta abantu all social media okusingira omukutu ogwa Twitter. Of course, Sanya Mudin weyaze of course mu court martial na obuterevu naye nga amaze emyaka kumpi 2 owejuwera ddala 2 nga tatryingibwa naye nga aleetebwa buleetebwa mu kooti, naye guno gwadde mulundi gujja kuba gwa 2 ng'avaayo violently oba nga yes alaga obutali bumativu, naye ate ekikolwa ekyabaddewo of course kiragira ddala nti justice eyinza okubeera nga I don't know the right words to use, but you can use your eyes openly to understand that truly it's hard for these political prisoners to have justice. Byebimu ku ebyo byinza okulaba byetwalabye era sanyono, it is the second time many political prisoners oba abaana abasibirwa ku nsonga z'ebyobufuzi bakyali mu makomera, abamu abalisinga ddala ku ludda oluvuganya government opposition, abamu bakwatibwa omwaka gwa 2019 2021 nga tuli mu kalulu. Most of them they just disappeared, they were kidnapped allegedly and they were abducted allegedly still ng'ekibiina ki National Unity Platform of course bweki alleginga era many have released lists alleging that abantu abawambibwa ne babuzibwawo nenga most of them have not faced the law, they have not been tried and a lot has happened. However, njagala nkutwale ku bannamateeka ababiri betuyinza okugamba bagundiivu. Nja kusookesa wa Medad Lubega Ssegona, Council under Lukwago and Company Advocates, yes, bekiri ndowooza, ng'ate era mubaka wa Parliament Busiro East, ate era nga ye chairman owa akakiiko ka Public Accounts Committee Central, kwajjukira obukiiko obuli bubiri, Public Accounts Committee Local Government and Public Accounts Committee Central Government. Yes, so omubaka Medad Lubega Ssegona munnamateeka, ate ku luuyi olulala nkutwaleko ne wa eyali Attorney General mu governments ebbiri ya Idi Amin Dada Sako, of course ne ya Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, 2 times Attorney General. Speaking about of course the former or ex-Supreme Court Judge George Wilson Kanyeihamba, Professor, Dr. PhD. Yes, tulabe how they fared with this question in regards to the question of the abductions in Uganda. If possible, if time allows us, nja kuwa na Dr. Miria Matembe. She was a former Minister of Ethics and Integrity, or she was a Minister of Ethics and Integrity. She was a Member of Parliament. She was a Constituent Assembly member. Okay, she has served in different capacities. Biebimu ne omukulu Professor Dr. George Wilson Kanyeihamba. Video, of course, is saturating Zenyera. It raises questions in a place where justice is expected to be served. At the end of the day, tragedy, impasse, gruesome. What more can describe that? What more can describe that? What more? One more. Brutality, I guess. Yeah, it's not Sichukura Chirunji Mukoti, of course, so where justice is expected and such things occur. But well, Jagatulirize these thoughts before we get into any further interviews. Jagatulirize how these people fared, how they responded to this question, the question of abduction, Oxingyadala, how they reacted before I get to Okfuna, of course, Yali Ambassador or Uganda in the US, Edith Sempala. Aterangani yasabinga ko nga ambassador to the Nordic countries, yasabinga ko nga ambassador in Ethiopia. She has served in different capacities as well. The question of abductions and kidnaps allegedly it still ravages on. Yeah, it still ravages on, and this leaves many people wondering whether many of these who disappeared, who allegedly were abducted and kidnapped, will get justice one day. So let's first take a listen and thoroughly understand how the Lord Dons actually need Dr. Miria Matembe Munnamateka. So it is a case for now. Okay, njaga tujue bannamateka how they responded to this question. Before we get to, I think we need to dig deep and follow up. Okongera discussing, okongera as the press to press for more answers and questions in regards to this. Nze Moses from America. So then I think we're going for an interview and up close with other people, in relation to human rights and justice, plus the question of abductions. Okay, tukwatagane next time or shortly after this.
Tusaba otuwuliriza olunaku lw'olwaleero twakwatibwa nga tulangibwa ebyobufuzi, twakwatibwa wakati mu bbugumu ly'ebyobufuzi ebyali bitambula, tusibiddwa emyaka 2 nga tubonaabona olw'ebyobufuzi ebyazanyibwa. Bwe kuba ng'okuwagiraho nali Kyagulanyi musango gwa nnaggobala mu ggwanga tukooyo tuzuuzawo otutwalawo otuzza, tusaba batusalire tukole obusibe bwe tumanyi nti twasibwa olw'okubeera nga twawagira omuntu eyeesimba ku Nakyemalira Museveni ne banne. Ensonga gye tulwanirira ya nkyukakyuka ya asiri yakwonoona, tukooye tuli mu kubonaabona tutulugunyizibwa. Twawagira nga tuvunaana ebyobufuzi, twawagiraho nali Kyagulanyi. Nsinziira ne wano n'ensaba ne Kabaka waffe owa Buganda aveeyo obutereevu ku nsonga zaffe, tuli baana ba Buganda era tuli mu kulwana kulaba nga tuzza Obuganda ku ntikko. Baveeyo ku nsonga zaffe ffe abaana ba Buganda tuli mu kuvuulira mu kkomera. N'ensaba ne jjajja w'obusiraamu Mulangira Kasimu Nakibinge aveeyo batulanga kubeera nga tuli basiraamu. Gavumenti eno etulugunya abantu abasiraamu mu ggwanga. Kabaka wa Buganda tusabye Katikkiro Charles Peter Mayiga buli omu kuvaayo ku Munnayuganda ali gyaliyo tavaayo. Twatulangibwa bya buzima, ebitulangibwa bya bufuzi, twagatiibulwa mu kkomera. Okuba ng'okuwagira Kyagulanyi musango gwa Nnaggomola batusaba obusibe tumanye tusiba obusibe. Tukooye okututwalawo obutuzza, tukooye twagala batusalire obusibe obumanyikidde tumanye tukola mabe. Nze bampita Saanya, nze Mbalayi bujja kunzita busi sigenda kuva ku mulamwa gwatuukatuuka batuyimbule. Twagala tuyimbulwe, twagala bwekanya watira Museveni temuyibaza mutuyimbule. Don't strangle him.
Ssegona takoze kimala abamu balo bataddemu ekirowoozo mugende mwegayirira omusajja nkwata amavivi gano mufikamirire Museveni.
Nzikira mbaka munamu yali alese n'ekiteeso ekyo nti batumwegayirire
kozi yali ani
Dr. Abedi wani kasijja kutya ku
yakiddamu yali mupya mu bino bwe twamala okukimulaga n'akitegeera wawulira akiddamu n'ekyengezaako okutegeeza ebirala byonna sibirinaako control. Museveni asobola n'okunzita, asobola okumpamba, asobola okukola ki. Ekintu kyonna kye nagaana mu myaka gyange eky'obukulu sisobola kufukamira kuba amavivi gange ngayinako obuyinza.
Newebeera nga solution esigaddewo etaasa bali abali mu makomera.
Ne bwano na mukyala wange n'abaana anfukamiza. Tajja tujooga. Okay? Eno ensi yaffe. Tetugirimu mu kabenje, tetugirimu kugisasulira ssente, tugirimu wano. Kyova olaba n'ekyokudduka wano twakigaana. Buli kijja kunsanga wano. Ninaku kusomesa abatakwata. Museveni ebyamateeka byesonyiwe. Gamulema yagwa ebigezo. tewaliwo muntu atalina right kufuna bail. Taliyo. Naye yennyini Museveni alina right okufuna bail. Oluvannyuma lw'okutta ataano mu abanamu. Ye bagamba nti bali ataano mu bana betumanye nti basukka mu 15 mu November wa 2020. Era ne Museveni nga bamututte mu kkooti ngenda ne musabira bail.
Okay.
Oba siwakanya bail kubanga nyiza okubanga nze ndi mu gavumenti kubanga eryo ddembe lya buntu. Ye bamuyita Tibuhabulwa ndowooza nantabuulirirwa nti ne bw'omuyigiriza ekintu olwaleero olowooza akikutte enkeera abatakijjukira. Ekyo ekya bail nfubye nnyo okukimuyigiriza ate nga emikutu gye njogererako mmanyi agiraba. Naye tajja kiyiga kati ekyo muvuddeko.
Okay.
Kambuulire abalala abanakitegeera.
President Museveni again nti ye byaddoni amanyi arrests not abductions atazuuliranga.
Ayinza okuba omutuufu weewaawo tayogerangako kyamazima naye Museveni olumu abeeranga essaawa eyaggwamu akanda. Enjuba bwe yeetooloola etuuka we yasirikira. Ayinza okuba nga kwekyo mutuufu olw'ensonga naye bw'omutunuulira takuwa kifaananyi nti amanyi ebigenda mu maaso. Museveni ensi yagirizayininga dda yagita. Waliwo Ssekabaka omu yatuula ku katebe bw'ati nga mukambwe nnyo ndowooza yali Sulemani nga mukambwe era bamutya n'atuula ku katebe bw'ati butebe obwabwe bwabanga bwa muti. Kati nga batya okugenda omugamba nti mukulu vaawo essaawa y'okwebaka etuuse. Baleeta emmere ne bateeka awo n'atagirya ne bagamba mukulu ate kuba munyiivu nnyo kye kimuganya okulya. Okugenda okumanya nti munnaabwe yafa dda nga enkuyege zirumya akatebe kagudde balaba aneguse ne bagenda bayoolayoola enjole batwala ne batereka ne baga omukulu abadde yagenda dda ng'ebigenda mu maaso tabitegeera naye nga bamutiira awo. So Museveni afaananira ddala Sseggwanga gye batya. Ina oluwonzi yabalimba lwokya
bw'olukwatako
naye nga lunnyogoga kyotalabanga. Olwekyo nze njagala leero nzikirize nti Museveni ebya abductions tabimanyi kubanga ebyensi yabyenenya dda yabyesonyiwa. Ekyokubiri kyetooloolera mu bumanyi. Oteekwa okuba omumanyi okutegeera enjawulo wakati wa arrest ne abduction, okukwata n'okuwamba. Andabikira bimanya.
Myaka kyabeddeko byonna ng'omukulembeze tamanyi kiwamba abantu. Okuwamba takutegeera takwawula.
Takwawula na kukwata kusiba okuli mu mateeka. Kati kamuyigirize.
Mu nsi buli omu alina ekirooto kuba kuwaguza kulafuubana n'okulemerako okutuuka ku buwanguzi. Ddala wamma ggwe luba lunaku mulindwa okyasobeddwa eka ne mu kibira nga weebuuza omuntu omutuufu anaakutuusa ku makula g'ebirooto byo oba okooye kuferebwa. Kankwanjulire aba Brand Pro Property Services Limited abeegulidde erinnya mu kutuukiriza ebirooto by'abantu ebyekuusa ku ttaka. Bagula wamu n'okutunda ettaka n'amayumba ku buli luguudo lwa Uganda wamu n'okwetooloola ensi yonna mu mawanga agatali gamu nga USA, India wamu ne Bungereza. Tulina estates eziwedde okuzimbibwa. Gano makula bukula weegulire ennyumba ey'ekirooto kyo olwaleero ku bbeeyi esoboka. Naawe anoonyeeza okupangisa tuzirina ng'ate tusobola n'okukulaakulanya ettaka, amayumba oba estates zo ne zeegombesa buli muntu. Oyagala saveya oba olina ekizibu kyonna nga kyekuusa ku ttaka bitukwase g'osirike. Tusangibwa ku MT House ku maliro ogusooka Room 5 ewazana ku Entebbe Road okuliraana ekizimbe kya Muguluma Empire. Osobola okutukubira oba okutuweereza obubaka ku WhatsApp namba zaffe noti 773 206 588 noti oba noti 703 824 noti 79 ne ku website www.brandpro.co.ug. ate mwe bankuba kyeyo ebyammwe byateredde anti osobola okugula poloti oba okufuna ennyumba n'okomawo nga buli kimu kiri malidaadi saana. Sematuka abafera olwaleero ng'okolagana ne Brand Pro Property Services Limited tutuukiriza birooto.
kusiba process y'amateeka okukwata nojja noganze Moses Wamala bwana lubeganzize kukwata ensonga yeno ebinkwatako bye bino ndi mukungu wa poliisi okuva ensangi oba ekyengera nti otyo musango okuvunaana gwe guno era kusaba osituke tugende ku poliisi ya wano ekabinja ekutwala n'abantu bo okkirizibwa bategeeza bantu tewano abagoberera ne bagoberera omusango ogwo ogumanyi era bw'ayitawo ennaku 2 nga tezinnaba kusukka beppa ne bakutwala ku kkooti ensangi ne bakuvunaana omusango ogwo kkooti nekuwa alimanda oba nekuwa okweyimirirwa n'oddeeka. Abduction yeno enkola ye Museveni n'abantu be gye bakolamu bajja buzi ne bakugwira tobamanyi bali mu ngoye za leeya abamu tebakkirizibwa na kusiba ne bakutwala ne bakutereka embuya gye tumanyi nti mu basement ya barracks y'embuya ku kitebe ky'amagye ye biggest torture chamber in the country. Eyo gye bakuulira enjala gye basokoolera omugongo. Mu mateeka tewakkirizibwa kusibirwayo bantu, tewali gazetted era amagye etteeka ligagaana okuggalira omuntu. Bwe gamukwata galina mutereka ku poliisi. Bwe baba balina bye bamubuuza tewaliiwo musango, poliisi gwetalinaako buyinza kunoonyerezaako. Bano CMI, ISO n'abalala balina kugabana mawulire poliisi geekuŋŋaanyiza, naye singa era babadde bagezi ŋŋambe nga Katonda bwe yali abakola yabawa ekirungo ky'amagezi basobola n'okugenda wali ga poliisi ebuuza nabo ne babeerawo ne bawuliriza n'okubuuza ne babuuza nga nze gwe babuuza sitegedde oba bapoliisi oba nedda. Mwanze oli bwa nganze ASP Moses Wamala, Detective ASP Moses Wamala sikumanyi simanyi wajja okolera. Nyinza n'okuba nga nakimanyako nti oli w'amagye naye nga wayingira poliisi we balina okukoma. Oli olabye Kapa Kapa bw'eba egenda okubba ekifi ky'ennyama egenda mpola esooba, naye embwa ekibba egujubana. Mu bufunze Kapa Katonda yagiwa amagezi, embwa Katonda yagiwa amaanyi. Nkomye ku ebyo.
Kiki ekinnyonnyola ekiwamba abantu honorable okuva ddala mwaka gwa 2019 2021 2022 kyewunyisa tumazeeko na mu kuwamba abantu, kiki ekinnyonnyola ekyo?
Mu Luzungu it is a state rooted in criminality. Abakulembeze bammwe okubeerawo kwabwe kubanga kwa bumenyi bw'amateeka tibayinza butakola bya bumenyi bw'amateeka. Okuwamba kya bumenyi bw'amateeka, it is criminal. In fact bakiyita kidnap with intent to murder. Bamuvunaana murder. Musango gwali gwamusaliza okufa. Bamuvunaana kidnap with intent to murder. That's what they are doing.
Era kyenanoza ne penal code
mwekiri. Yes, era bamuvunaana ne penal code. So abantu bano kye bakola Museveni ne tiimu ye kye bakola okuwamba abantu is criminal, is kidnap with intent to murder, and sometimes they have ended up murdering. Tell me, gwe mukulembeze, if you cannot account for those people kidnapped, what is the presumption? It is a presumption of death. Era tulinda bulinzi myaka giwere 7 etteeka liyingirewo nti Wamala bamuwamba, he is presumed dead. Era mukkirizibwa n'okwabya olumbe. N'olwekyo ne mubateeka ku ntuumo y'abantu abattiddwa omulembe gwa Museveni. Yatugamba tayagala state inspired violence, state inspired murder. But that's what we are witnessing. Enjawulo ye n'Amini nti Amini yafa. N'ebikolwa bye bimu. Ebbatirizo lyerimu babatiriza wamu kubanga bonna baali mu gavumenti y'Obote. Agamba nti Obote yatta abantu. Andi alaba Obote ng'akimya abantu nti Obote wuyo mu mmotoka etutte gundi. No teyaliiwo. Yatumanga butumi oba abantu be bajjanga nga tabatumye ne bakikola. Ne Museveni nze sinnalaba njawulo era nkyasoma nnyo ngezaako okusoma noonyayo akatabo akanampa enjawulo wakati wa Museveni Obote n'Amin
tonakafuna
kakyambuze pozi tebannakawandiika
okay
nga poliisi bajja ne bawamba omuntu poliisi negaa tetumanyi olumu neeraba abawamba nezinga emikono negaa naye tetubasobola abo eyo state tefeirinze kutegeera kwa Museveni nga batta Kaweesi omukulembeze wa poliisi ow'oku Ntikko ne bakuba Katumba Wamala omukulembeze w'amagye ow'oku Ntikko era minisita ne bamuttira n'omwana ne batta Meja Kigundu omukulembeze w'amagye ow'oku Ntikko n'abantu abalala bonna be bakubye amasasi ne babatta Babiriga ng'omuntu akulira sitowa y'emmundu Yoweri Museveni tamanyi ani abatta era n'ogamba nti state tefeirinze ng'entambula tutambulira mu binnya bingi okusinga enguudo nga tulina enguudo ntono nnyo mu binnya byaffe era mukulu n'osigala ng'ogamba state tefeirinze ng'olina corruption ali ku level kwali pulezidenti w'eggwanga n'agamba Betty Kamya IGG naye ababbi bange bakwate empola kubanga nti manyi sente bajja ziddusa wano baleke kuzinvestingawo ng'okkiriza n'okukkiriza nti investor mubbi nti abo babbi baffe even brand them babbi baffe abo noga state tefeirize nga finally nga mulina president atamanyi nti bawamba abantu atamanyi nti bakuulamu abantu enjala naye nga yakulira ye commander in chief ow'amagye n'ebitongole byonna eby'emmundu ebikwata mundu yakulira CMI yakulira ISO yakulira CID byonna nga tabigira ki tabimanyi state bwebe failing etya state failing etandikira ku mutwe omutwe gwa failing n'olwekyo state ya failing naye definition ye gye yasoma mu economics w'emyaka gy'enkaaga tamusobozesa kumanya it is a failed state.
Ekibuzo kinti opposition ekoze ekimala oba ab'oludda olutegeera kale ni courts olutegeerera government mukoze ekimala okulaba nga abantu bamubanula cause mwaka guno twalaba boycott ey'entuula za parliament nekirabika ng'ekitaakola n'okutuusa kati bukya demandinga
singa baali tebabatta bandibadde babatadde pressure gye twateekawo bapapa singa baali tebabatta bandibadde babatadde era abamu ku baali batannabakutta babafulumya gwe njagala omanye nti omukulembeze w'eggwanga n'atuuka okugamba abakwatibwa abe bano biki tujja mu bbanga bwe tujja babuulira we bali n'atya okujja okubabuulira we bali mu mateeka tulinamu writ gye bayita ya habeas corpus ne tugenda mu kooti ne tufuna orders za habeas corpus kumpi ku buli muntu habeas corpus egamba leeta omuntu oyo produce the body of that person oba mulamu oba mufu ekisooka Museveni is a coward Amin teyali coward bwe yakuttanga nga n'ensasi olugibuulira nti yakusse ono coward tayagala kubabuulira nti ono twamusse kujjako yali omu yekka gwe yayogera yali Zebra Ssenyange kosi kubanga omulambo gwe gwaliwo awo babadde bankubidde ne bambuulira babadde balowooza nti nno ti operation ngimanyiiko nga waliwo zaamanyako so tukoze ekyaffe omanyi abaddugavu ba wano mwayiga okunenya omunafu kubanga eyawamba abaana bammwe mumanyi ffenna olulimi lwe twogera ta abaana baffe ne twekalakaasa mu palamenti ne tugamba tuboyikotinze entuula ne tugenda mu kooti ne tugenda ku buli poliisi okubayiga ne tutimba buli wamu ono baamuwamba bannange amulabyeko ono baamuwamba ono baakola kiki kye mwagala ffe tukole bannayuganda kaakati eyawamba n'atandika okutambuza olugambo mu ba victims bano tebakoze kimala kuta baana bammwe. Gwe yamuwamba ng'ogyeko okumuwamba kuwakola ekimala, gw'okoze ekimala okumuta okubata bewawamba. Era n'abantu ne bakigula ne baga Kyagulanyi takoze kimala kutabaana, Ssegona takoze kimala. Abamu balo bataddemu ekirowoozo, mugende mwegayirira omusajja nkwata amaviivi gano mufukaamirire Museveni.
Nzikira mbaka munamu yali alese n'ekiteeso ekyo nti batumwegayirire.
Kozi yali ani
Dr. Abedi wani kasijja kutya ku
yakiddamu yali mupya mu bino. Bwe twamala okukimulaga n'akitegeera wawulira akiddamu.
Prof, today what explains the rampant abductions, kidnaps, and allegations of torture? What?
Those are not done directly by Museveni, but it is with his consent and knowledge. And therefore, as the English say, birds of a feather flock together.
Of course.
And that's what he's doing. Museveni lost support of the people a long time ago. After his second terms, he was supposed to govern us for 2 terms, but now he has governed about 6.
Yes.
And the people are not happy with it. So the only way he can sustain power is to appoint corrupt people who owe loyalty only to him
Yes.
and the NRM. Those are the people who must misgoverning Uganda in his name. Secondly, he decided a long time ago that he will die in office.
Oh, okay.
So this idea of his son to succeed him is nonsensical.
Oh, okay.
Museveni doesn't want his son to.
These are myths here.
They are mixed fears. For me, I know for certain that he wants to die in office. Because of the wrongs he has committed, he fears if he leaves the office, he'll be impeached.
Yes.
But if he is dead, nobody will impeach him.
Oh, okay.
That is his aim, to stay in office until he dies. Of course he will die. He's mortal like me. We shall all die. But as long as he's alive, Museveni will never relinquish power.
So these things, the abductions, they are done over...
To sustain him in power. Absolutely.
Don't you think one time the citizens of this country will, of course, wake up and rise up against the torture and before his death?
Currently, and take it from me, I have studied our people for a long, long time. They are so frightened out of their wits. These MPs who think they represent Uganda, the Kyagulanyis of this time, the Maos, I have sent them one mission. Move it in the parliament, and you can ask them.
Yes.
It is paragraph A, you can write it down. Paragraph A of subsection 6.
You can give me my book, yeah? Yes, we can keep reading, yeah? That's paragraph A.
Of subsection 6 of section 59 of the Presidential Act 1996, I think, or 97.
Okay.
You write it down.
Yeah.
Because I'm also going to challenge you.
Okay, it's paragraph.
Paragraph A
Yeah.
of subsection 9, rather subsection 6 of section 59 of the Presidential Elections Act. Let me tell you the history of that.
Yes.
I wasn't in the parliament,
Yeah.
but the late friend of mine, Elia Kategaya, was deputy prime minister, first deputy prime minister, and reputed to be the successor to Museveni after Museveni. So he rejected that to be as unconstitutional. Paragraph A,
Yes.
subsection 6
Of section
section
59
59 of the Presidential Elections Act,
Yeah.
coming after the Constitution.
Yes.
Why am I talking about that? It is unconstitutional, it is illegal, and should not be in our statute books. And I want you to mention into your program, which that this one in the future, and he said, who is an MP from the opposition? Prepare to move that. Let me tell you the formula, because I used to be a member of parliament.
Yes.
I move that paragraph A of subsection 9 of section 59 Presidential Election Act be removed from our laws because it is unconstitutional and it was obtained by fraud. Any member of parliament who supports its routine, any leader of the opposition, they are either frightened out of their wits or they are corrupt.
I get you.
When Professor Lumumba came here and the Prince Muna of Ghana also came to launch my book, The Evolution of Constitutional Political History in Uganda, Lumumba said, are Ugandan MPs and leaders cowardly? How don't they follow Kanyehamba's decision and move in the parliament? That's paragraph A, what I have talked about.
Yes.
Is unconstitutional, is illegal, therefore should be removed from Uganda laws. Nobody has ever dared move it. Rampugas, the chairman, Norman Mao,
Yes.
the Luchamusis,
The Ken Luchams, yeah.
talking. He no longer talks, and I'll tell you what he is no longer talking. Have never dared raise that issue. All you have to be as an ordinary MP is on the appropriate time say, I move the paragraph A
Yes.
of subsection 6 of section 59 of the Presidential Elections Act be deleted from Uganda laws because it is unconstitutional, it is illegal, and was obtained by fraud. Only. So I have written another book, rather in another book, the one we are praising, called in the part of Africa, the next is happening, saying the greatest obstacle to our development is so-called political parties.
Yes.
Many people prefer Museveni because apart from Chiza Besigye, nobody has shown any guts to challenge him or move him. Even there was an article which you don't read recently saying Kyagulanyi, whom I voted for.
Oh, you voted for
I voted for Kyagulanyi in the last election.
Okay.
Not because I think he's the most wonderful candidate for presidency, but in my view, ndi musajja wa Kabaka.
Okay. Yes.
Musajja wa Kabaka, Kabaka, Mayega naye mukwano gwange.
Okay.
Manya nti bebajja kuwa amagezi
Kyagulanyi
avuge bulungi. Museveni tatufuga olwali talina kyakola.
Okay. Kitewali kipya kyaleeta.
Abatuvuga ye mutabani we Muwozi.
Okay.
Omanye olwajjo yagambye nti amagye ga Uganda gage nti amagye gange gayinza kuwangula Kenya.
Kenya. Can you imagine?
Kitawe na apologizing. Naye bw'ana apologizing ng'amutya namuleka namuwula general.
Promoted him namuteeka ku ddala edda.
Omwana bwe wasobeza
n'omukuza eddala.
The
unexpected happens in Uganda.
Those magistrates, they operate from powers above. The judges, powers from above. So the institutions are scared. They are scared of their jobs. They are scared. And what has caused this dictatorship, autocratic leadership? There is total autocratic leadership in this country. Powers from above, powers from above. If President Museveni is not aware that there are no abductions, then I think he has now come to admit the fact that when you stay in power for too long, people get used and everybody does what they want, and you lose control. You lose control of the nation. So if he, according to him, he doesn't see any abductions, if they are not there, then he has lost control over this nation. And I know, I live in this country. At one time, President Obote, by that time, Rutwa, Okero Rutwa removed President Obote. When I see these people who need him, this empty, I'm sorry, but I'm going to call them empty-headed. I'm sorry, I'm calling you people who go and bow to the president and say, please don't leave. If you leave, Uganda is finished. I must call you, what word did I use? I have forgotten. I've forgotten the word. But surely, I question, do you have heads? I mean, how can you cry? There are 3 generations now. 3 generations, and you are crying. When you leave us, the country is finished. When you leave us, 40 years you've been leading Uganda, and when you leave Uganda, the country is finished. Then you have not led. I want everybody to hear this, whether they hate me or not. They must know what leadership is all about. It is about grooming people to take after you, to continue running with the vision that you came with. When you ask me, Matembe, I'm sure out there, I have so many women, the NGOs, the organizations, I meet even young girls, they tell me, they call me Mama Matembe at home. So, because I led with the passion, I ran with the service, I did, and I let it go. But I love him enough to tell him, please, sir, grandpa, you have done enough. You need to retire. But when I see people come and tell him, sir, when you are not there, we are finished, then they are already finished, these pharaohs. So that means his leadership has finished them. It has finished people. It has finished the nation. They are hopeless. The only hope they have is in him, which is totally wrong. And me, I end up by asking, but surely, President Museveni, what do you want? What do you want? Why do you demean? I remember Mount telling him, sir, remember your legacy. In 2003, this is how many years after? 20. We told him. So for me, whether the state is not failed, but his leadership is a failure. You cannot lead and have nobody to go into your footsteps.
He saved Uganda from a failed state.
Where is it now? The truth is, what he's saying, he redeemed it. It had died. He redeemed it and raised it up. But what does it matter when you revive a person and then kill that person? You revive and kill the person. If President Museveni had got off the scene at the time of removal of term limit, if he had come with a vision to prepare Uganda never to go back into the pit, he would not have come with the idea of life presidency. Because me, I want to ask you, how how does he redeem Uganda from a failed state when he has not redeemed it from dictatorship, life presidency? Because why he went to the bush was because Uganda was going in a failed state because of dictatorship and militarization. That's why it had gone into the failed state. Now he came, he picked it out. And when he started building it, then he became a dictator who has militarized the state, and therefore Uganda has gone back to where he had picked it.
So Uganda is a failed state.
It has not reached where he had picked it. It has not reached where he had picked it. But let him continue. Let him continue, because every single year our matters are not getting worse. Every single year our matters are not getting worse.
Doctor, this year we've been crying about, and actually I saw you last time or previously, crying out for the help of, for the release of Joseph Kableta, of which recently President Museveni responded to that the abductions we've been crying about, he's not aware of them. He's not aware of abductions, kidnaps.
He said that?
Yes, he's aware of the arrests of people in drones and what, but they are not abductions as we term them.
What are they?
They are arrests, not abductions.
And eventually are they seen? Because that is exactly what Amin was doing. You could come and abduct people and they disappear and we don't see them. I want to ask all those people who were abducted during elections, whose wives are still crying, whose mothers are still crying, whose children are still crying, where are they? Because for me, when you come, there is a procedure of arresting an alleged offender. And by the way, President Museveni and his team need to know that according to Uganda law, everybody is presumed innocent until proved guilty. That's why the procedures for arresting are there. They come and arrest you in a dignified manner.
Yes.
Because you are declared, you are presumed innocent, but there are certain charges which are being raised, which are not yet proved, and therefore you are an innocent Ugandan. That's why the policeman must come, identify himself, put forward his identity card. I'm so and so, I'm Miria Matembe, I'm an inspector of police. I've been sent here to arrest you because you are alleged to have, stolen somebody's cow. Okay? I say, okay, I walk with you because I'm supposed to bow to the law. So I walk with you, we go to police, they put me in police. There is a law which says that once I'm arrested, I should not stay in police beyond 48 hours. Actually, they used to be over 12. But when we were in CA, we said that, look here, our systems are broken, we don't have sufficient staff, we don't have enough, we in the villages, we don't have courts, we don't have what. Let us be reasonable. And they increased the hours. We made them 48 hours. And while you are there in 48 hours, you are not denied your relatives to see you. You are not denied your lawyer to come and see you. You are allowed. You are an innocent person. They visit you. They talk to you. They do all this. And then within 48 hours, they go and charge you. When you are charged, you go to prison. When you go to prison, there is a law. I think almost every offense is bailable. There are very few capital offenses which are not bailable.
Yes.
And so when you go to prison and your relatives come, they apply for bail. Yes, bail is not automatic. There are certain conditions which you must fulfill.
Yes.
And when you fulfill them, then they release you on bail. So that because you are innocent, you should not be staying in this prison for what? Because they are imprisoning you for nothing. Now they release you on bail, you keep reporting, and there is certain limited time for a case to be decided. They should decide the case. Either you have won or you have lost. If you have lost, you go to prison. You have a right to appeal. Now, those bailable offenses, the law which I studied, which I knew, unless it has changed, is that once those capital offenses which are not bailable, when you stay in prison for more than 1 year,
Yes.
with your case not established, not heard or concluded, you get automatic bail. That's the law which I studied.
Yes.
I haven't checked to see whether that has changed. But now, in Uganda, the drone come, takes you, you disappear. If you do not have people who can run for you, like this carburetor, what redeemed carburetor was one. She had CCTV cameras. So they had seen all those people who arrested them. They said, okay, you don't show us where he is, we are going to zoom you out, and they will see you. And they said, those people have families. If they are zoomed out, they will be seen. Can you imagine? So, in Uganda, there is total dictatorship, total shutdown of Ugandans not to speak, total fear, which has gripped people, and total violation of human rights, and capture of state institutions which cannot operate independently. We do not have the principle of separation of powers. Those magistrates, they operate from powers above. The judges, powers from above. So the institutions are scared. They are scared of their jobs. They are scared. And what has caused this dictatorship? Autocratic leadership. There is total autocratic leadership in this country. Powers from above, powers from above. If President Museveni is not aware that there are no abductions, then I think he has now come to admit the fact that when you stay in power for too long, people get used and everybody does what they want, and you lose control. You lose control of the nation. So if he, according to him, he doesn't see any abductions, if they are not there, then he has lost control over this nation. And I know, I live in this country. At one time, President Obote, by the time Rutwa, Okero Rutwa removed President Obote, Obote had lost control over the nation long ago. I think it was these Rwakasisis who had authority, and remember, they are now in Museveni's government. Rwakasisis had authority, and they would say, power from above, power from above. For me, the moment the word power from above started applying here in Uganda, that's when I knew my dear president brother had lost it. That's when I knew he had lost it. Because powers from above where? Because anybody now can do anything, and they say it is from above.
That's where we are.
That's where we are now.
Yeah.
And you may find many of these things he doesn't even know. But if somebody, like the land, like all this land grabbing and so on, you think he knows the people who are grabbing the land, but they come and say powers from above. And at times you find that they are the ones, and those ones who are being used, the big state agents who are used to keep him in power, you find they are the ones who are doing all these wrong things. Now anybody can arrest anybody saying powers from above.
Uganda y'enkya